Hi, Juanes. I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to be able to speak to you today. Thanks a lot for taking the time. Most of your career has been dedicated to music, but I don't know, perhaps you always had an interest in acting. But why Pimpinero, Blood and Oil? Why this project? What excited you about taking on this film and this character?
Everything happened just like a surprise for me, to be honest. I was not expecting or looking for something like this. But one day I just get home from my shows or tour. I don't remember exactly. And my wife told me, "Hey, Andy Weiss is looking for you." So I said, "Andy Weiss? No, this is not possible." So I am a very big fan of Andy's work. So immediately we had a Zoom and we talk about this project he told me. And I said immediately, yes, man, I want to try. I don't know if I can do it, but I really want to try this. So let me just do the casting just to see. And I never did a casting before. So I went to YouTube, say, how can I make a casting? So I did I did it like that in my house. I did for two characters, and finally he gave me Moises. And for me, it was like a new experience to just to go out of my comfort zone and just to be just like a channel for Andy and for the project, representing this guy, 50 years old, tired of being in this difficult world. It was something, it's like a challenge, It's like, I said to myself, okay, I want to try this. I'm nervous, but I really want to do it. So it was an amazing experience for me. I learned a lot from the cast, Alberto, Alejandro, Laura, and of course, Andy. It was just amazing. And this is a big Colombian production. So for me, just to be part as a Colombian of this movie is very interesting. And also, Pimpinero and all the drama of the movie is very important because it's also part of our reality. Is the problems we have been living in all South America with smuggling, and in particular in this case between Colombia and Venezuela is real. This movie is inspired by real events somehow. So I think it was important just to put the focus on these issues as well from the art perspective.
And Andres said himself that, if you look at his other work from Narcos and then, feeding through into this film, he's an expert at humanizing criminals in a way, and kind of playing with this line between good and bad. How do you think that that really played out with your character? And I guess maybe you had the added difficulty or complexity that, he doesn't have so much dialogue. So how did you bring a lot of humanity to your character?
I think what I see is like almost the very bad people. They always have a family, they have kids, they have wife, and there is something there in the deepest side of the soul that is like something that connects with love, and then there is other way, the other side, which is that very dark side that human also has. So for me, it was just part of the way it is. That's the way human are, and especially these people. It's always difficult, but I think it's something that is just reflecting who we are as a human.
And what about the shoot itself? I mean, one of the things that really strikes you when you watch the film is the authenticity. You're right there with these characters in the
Oh,
dust. Was it
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
challenging shooting?
Yeah. Of course, it was a challenge for me, because we were shooting in very remote areas of Colombia and Atlantic, I mean La Guajira, and the desert, and it was really difficult. When I saw the movie for the very first time in Toronto, like impressed, like I couldn't believe it, because I shot this like 1 year and a half ago. So for me, just to watch the movie for the very first time, it was amazing. It looks great, and it was very emotional and special, and I had a good time.
And what do you think you'll take away from the experience? I mean, were there any aspects of, working in the music industry that helped you in some ways, in that kind of
Yeah,
idea of performance? And
yeah,
is
yeah.
this something that you want to do again in future?
Yeah, of course. Since I was a kid, I was always using my imagination to be creative. I was doing little movies with my brothers, and also music is about imagination and creativity. So for me, to be an actor in this project, it was like another way to express something, through art, not just like a music or painting or writing. Just in this case, was just imagine myself, like how should it be this guy if I am him? How should I be, like the way my clothes smell, or the way I walk, the way I see, the way I talk, everything was like very, very also like a psychological exercise for me. And I use all the things I have been learning from music and from being on stage with people and audience and shooting videos and stuff like that.
And ultimately, what do you hope people will take away from watching the film? Because I guess you can take it on the level of it being this thrill ride, you know, an adrenaline-fueled kind of action movie. There is this romantic through line. And then there's also themes there about survival, about family, about betrayal. So what do you think people will take away from watching it?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think all the things you said, because in this film, you can see how far a human can go just to have what they want. If you pass those limits, you're going to be in trouble, definitely. But there is also something which is love, the most powerful energy that can save you if you really follow your heart and you protect your family. So I think that when you see the movie, you see reality. That's what Latin America, I mean, not all things, but it's just part of our reality.
100%. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Huge congratulations on the film, and best of luck with whatever you do next as well. Thanks so much.